In the first episode of the show No Place Like Home, viewers got to follow the 65-year-old embarked on a tour of her hometown, Chalfont St Giles in Buckinghamshire. One stop she passed along the way was the cinema at Gerrard's Cross, where she touched on her relationship with her father, who was an actor in the 1950s. Heading to the oldest cinema in Buckinghamshire, Fern met up with film historian Maurice Bright, who informed the presenter about the British film industry when her father was at the height of his career. Viewers learnt that in the late 1950s, her dad Tony had moved his family to the county, as it was the epicenter of film studios at the time in the UK. Maurice told Fern that after the war people wanted to go back to the cinema, so picture houses started producing big-budget films that didn't always perform well in America, resulting in a loss. However, to combat the issue, the British film industry started shooting comedies and hospital dramas that could be produced cheaper on sets. Although, it was one action film, in particular, starring Fern's dad, called Operation Amsterdam, that Pinewood Studios decided to film on location, which became an international hit. In the Channel 5 show, viewers learnt that the movie was a precursor for the infamous Bond films that Pinewood started to make just 3 years later. Speaking about her dad, Fern said, "My father was in a film that was then the start of the big-budget British movies. I'm very proud of him for that. It wasn't until my late teens that I really got to know him better. By then it was too late. He wasn't a father, he was a man I knew, and then I got to know him as a person. We had such a laugh." The presenter then recalled a time when they were waiting for their coffee to arrive, but as her father wasn't wearing his glasses, he mistakenly put a condiment in the drink instead of milk. She added, "He put it in, stirred it up and then went, 'Oh, I've put mayonnaise in there, darling, it tastes sensational.'" Earlier on in the show, viewers learnt more about Fern's past and how it was her mother who had brought her up in their childhood home. Walking around the place she grew up, fans were informed that after 10 years of marriage, Fern's dad left her mother Ruth, and she learnt later in life that she was conceived on a short visit home by her father. Talking about growing up, Fern started to get emotional as she compared her mum to a goddess. She said, "I didn't know what was going on in the family at that stage. I just knew it was my mum, me and my sister here, and that my father didn't live here because he was always working. I was told some convoluted stories about why he wasn't here. It was odd in those days, people didn't tell you things. My mother was, as you can imagine, everything. She was mother and father to me, which is why I can tell you lots of stories about her. How strong she was and how hard she worked to keep it all together, and how much I adored her. She was a goddess." No Place Like Home is available to watch on My 5.